What does it mean when you die in your dream? The surprising revelations when you dream someone dies. A lot of connotations can be brought and drawn. In fact, these interpretations are not that as ominous as what you think. The dream doesn't automatically mean that the person you dreamt will die sooner or later. There are more profound revelations that can be derived rather than such straightforward and literal interpretation. But if the person that died in the dream is you, that's something you will not take lightly, right? You'll get scared. You'll fear for your own life. Will you die soon? Is this as an indication of an insidious omen? Well, the answer to these questions will be revealed in this article. What does it mean when you die in your dream? Let me tell you a little story. I had this experience 2 years ago when a friend of mine confined a dream that has been recurring for quite some time already. In her dream, she saw herself dying, specifically by falling into a tall building. She was saying that this dream might be a foreboding of something terrible that is going to happen from her. What I told made her surprised. I relayed to her that the dream was not a sign that she is going to die. Instead, the dream was telling her that something in her life will change. It could be that there might be a career transition that will take place or a relationship that is going to end. The falling action directly means that it is unstoppable. Whether she liked it or not, the change will come. And it did. Coincidentally, 3 months after I made the dream translation, that friend of mine moved to another town to work for a new company. Her position and salary there are quite higher than her previous employment. What does the above tell us? If you have a vision that you had died in your dream, you shouldn't fret that there's something dire coming in your way. Death is usually of change and inevitability. It could also portray a suppressed emotion that you want to release from yourself. There's a lot of contextual interpretations that can be made from it. But overall, there's nothing in that dream that should fluster you. Possible explanations when you die in your dream. Despite my assurances, some of you couldn't help but get curious as to what is the exact nature of their dream. Of course, I cannot blame them from feeling this. Just consider the intrigue they must have felt after waking up with such kind of vision. Let me tell you that interpreting dreams is not really a branch of science. Some find it a complete waste of time. However, the things that your brain manufactures during your unconscious episodes are saying something. The intuition and clairvoyance of a dream interpreter allow the latter to see beyond the dream. Dreaming about death shouldn't cause you to worry about your own mortality. Many dream interpreters have proven that it is now depicting a real-life death. Most of the time, the dream is just telling you another thing. Curious? Here are some of them. Explanation number 1: some part of you have died. This sound really edgy, right? But interestingly, a lot of dreams that involves death can be interpreted like this. People who have been struggling with their own self, especially if they want to get better, tend to get this vision. It is not a morbid thing either. That part of you that has died might be a side of yours that you want to get rid. Sometimes, it is a sign that you can finally break out from your fears. Either way, this kind of dream is a sign that there are better things that are coming. It is quite ironic considering the nature of the dream. Explanation number 2: new beginnings. Similar to what I have told earlier, seeing yourself dying is a manifestation that you are going to leave a huge chunk of your life behind. There's a huge possibility that it is for the better, as most dreams like this have the same implications. Of course, I am not saying that such kind of transition is smooth. It is hard to defeat familiarity after all. But then again, you should realize that death is painful to deal, too. You need to adjust if you want to make something positive out of that predicament. If you deem that your dream is telling you the same thing like this, a little preparation won't harm you. Explanation number 3: anxiety. How about if the deathly dream was too harrowing and distressing? Does this mean that you are really going to die or there's something wrong that will happen to you? I don't think so. Such a conclusion is too blunt to be accepted. Instead, the dream could be an explicit portrayal of anxiety and stress. Troubles and conflicts might be